So after watching Mortal Kombat, I can confirm as of April 2021 there still hasn't been a great video game movie. But while the movie's a mess that flies off the rails about 10 minutes in, it did scratch the same part of my brain the first Mortal Kombat movie did as a sort of fun guilty pleasure. For the good stuff, I like the style most characters had, the soundtrack had this techno edge that was interesting, finally having a Mortal Kombat movie be rated R was cool. I'm just gonna leave this footage here for a second. And the hand-to-hand action was okay for the most part, with the beginning and end each having one great fight scene that I really enjoyed. The biggest thing this movie had going for it was its cast. Though the writing is kinda shit and everybody doesn't get the same chance to shine, most of the actors did a good job. Hiroyuki Sanada, Max Hong, and Ludi Lin were great with the little they had, but I really gotta single out Joe Taslim and Josh Lawson respectively. Josh's Kano steals every scene he's in, especially one food-related one, and honestly carries the movie.
Laser beam! It's better than fireballs, you pussy!
Joe played the asshole Sub-Zero Bihan to a T. And fun fact, Joe is also in The Raid, which is in my opinion the third best action movie ever made, only being surpassed in fight choreography by its sequel, in Mortal Kombat Annihilation. But while some performances are great, others weren't. Tadanobu Asano just doesn't have the presence for the Protector of Earth Realm, Thunder God, yada 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 should have. Shinhan tries to ham it up a little but doesn't go all the way, so his performance doesn't really leave a lasting impression, and is nowhere near carries Shang Tsung. And Louis Tan. I feel bad for this guy, because he could be great, but his character is just so boring. And anytime he was on screen, I just wish we were following Kano or anybody else. I get how Cole Young is supposed to be the audience surrogate as all this lore and setup is given about the MK universe, but they still could have given Cole some personality. Or a personality. My two other biggest problems are the editing and the story. The main storyline, which is filled with more plot holes than a Channel Awesome movie, just kinda meanders through its runtime and has these stretches of just not being interesting. It also doesn't feel complete. Shit happens, characters get stuff, they learned a little, and it ends. But the characters are pretty much the same by the end, and it feels like nothing happened, even though stuff did. It's hard to explain. I will say it starts off really strong, but everything after the opening feels like a completely different movie. It just keeps bouncing back between Earth and Outworld in these really short scenes. By the way, what's up with the editing? There's a lot of weird cuts that happen too early and just don't connect that well. Somebody will throw a punch and it'll land a split second too early, or something is falling but it lands way too fast. It doesn't happen much in the scenes that aren't action focused, but it really takes you out of the experience when it does. And it does happen. A lot. So all in all, it's a train wreck as a film. But there's some fun to be had, especially for Mortal Kombat fans, obviously. If I could change one thing for the sequel, I would make it a Shaolin Monks movie. But if it had to be a traditional sequel, then either fatality Cole, make him interesting, or make another character the main protagonist. Do something with that guy. Now that the setup's out of the way with this movie, I hope they focus less on the Earth stuff and lean more into that MK weirdness. And before I'm done, I gotta say one more thing. Man, is it a bad time to be a Reptile fan. MK9, jobber. MKX, jobber. MK11, not in it. Crip doesn't count. And in this movie, he's the first to get brutally murdered. Feels bad, man. So that's the video. Thank you for watching, and if you want to see anything in the future, be sure to subscribe here, and or follow me on Twitter for updates. I'm mostly done with the Cyberpunk 2077 script, so that'll probably be out next. Later.